Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be continuing on with Persona 5 Royale. I'm actually coming back in because I've been doing the regular days for the countdown, and we've run into some video stuff that I wanted to put on here. So basically we were going to see Yoshihara or whatever her name is, and the nav thing activated on her phone, and we are now inside a navigation point. So I just wanted to start off with that. So please like, subscribe. This video will be a compilation of anything that pops up before the end of the change of heart sequence. So let's go ahead and go in.
It's a possibility. She wasn't anywhere near us when we slipped into this palace. She can't fight like we do. We have to find her, fast. Let's go.
Okay, we're just gonna leave that as it is here. Oh, that's funny. So this is some type of... Is this a palace?
Was that Yoshizawa? Yeah.
Why? How are you here?
Who's that? Is she a cognitive being?
It's my fault. What?
Come on!
You must... Kasumi... Stop! Stop it! You must...
Hurry! Yoshizawa's in trouble!
Heresy! You dare to spurn our Lord's mercy!
Are you alright, Yoshizawa?
That voice...
Looks like...
Accept yourself. Our Lord laments the foolishness birthed from your...
What are you talking about?
I heard the school moved her exam period. Must be nice getting perks like that. Where are these voices? Her whole I'm not bothered routine really pisses me off sometimes. Getting special treatment is like, whatever if it's deserved. But do you think she's earned it?
I understand how you feel, but, well, third place doesn't really cut it in this case. She needs to attain first-place results for her exceptional status to be worthwhile.
Not only have we lost one of them, but the other girl's not doing us any good. Talk about a waste of effort.
I've had enough of this.
Yoshizawa?
You're telling me I'm not cutting it? As if I don't know that better than anyone! Still, I don't care what anyone's... I will not tolerate anyone speaking ill of our dream! It's all in your best interest. Filling my life with this pressure. Demanding the results that you want.
Yoshizawa? Could she be?
And now you're all branding me a failure? Let me remind you who you're talking to. I am Kasumi Yoshizawa!
So adamant. Rather than accept life in cinders, you'd strive towards splendor. You know the risks. Well, if those really are the shoes you've chosen, then we'll dance to the end.
This has got to be...
Did she just transform? Sailor Moon!
Look at that!
I am thou, thou art I. Accept this contract, the spell cast upon you.
I request we have a rematch. This time, I'm going all in with Cendrillon!
I have no idea what's going on.
We'll show you the way to do this. Nothing...
Thank you. Please. Persona! Show them, Cendrillon! Payback time!
Persona! There!
Alright? Persona! I'll finish you!
Dance, Persona! Sondrion! Go get him! A perfect 10!
All right, level up.
Hey, are you alright?
I can't be weak any.
Whoa, I'm quite impressed, considering how you just awakened to your persona and all.
Senpai. I knew it. By the way, why are we dressed like...
Well, of course. This... Looks like they found a time to get out of here quick.
Right. Oh, we're back at... Huh? My clothes changed back to normal
This was your location before you entered the metaverse. We all just came back.
Came back? Did we go somewhere?
About that.
Please, tell me anything you might know about what's going on. I need to know what just happened to me.
I know how you feel, but what should we do? Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'll tell you every...
Thank you. A metaverse. With pal...
I'm sure it's not easy to wrap your head around all of this in one go.
Normally I wouldn't believe any of that, but after seeing it all for myself... But wow, you're so good at explaining things, Mr. Kitty.
I'll let that last part slide this time.
Huh? A cat's talk...
Took you, and I am not a cat!
I see. Well, since you seem to know a lot more about this than I do, maybe...
Oh, that's right. Don't you have something...
You came all this way to...
You didn't seem your usual self this morning.
Well, I didn't get a chance to tell you yet, but of course I'm not happy about it. But I was summoned to the guidance office. I was warned that the school might revoke my honors stat. It would be due to my own inability, but I also overheard the vice principal talking about how I'm a useless waste of effort. And I dragged Dr. Maruki into this mess too, since he was with me when I got the news.
That's a tough break.
So I ended up coming here. And then all of a sudden I was in that place we just... But I'll be just fine now. I feel like whatever happened in there helped me to get over it. I'm going to realize my dream for sure.
Seems like you really are on the up and up now. But then again, how did Yoshizawa end up finding a palace in the first place? It sounds like it was pure coincidence based on what she's told.
The nav.
Well, I suppose that makes the most sense. Hey, do you mind if we take a quick... If the nav's on there, we'd be able to tell whose palace that was with the search.
Sure, it's... Sorry, this won't do.
Why's that?
The battery's dead. It's been acting up for a while now, so that could have something...
Oh, really? Shouldn't... Well, it's not like that was a palace we've been after, so... I guess it's no big deal. We could wouldn't make its ruler our target unless we reached a unanimous decision.
Okay, I've been meaning to... Are you two part of the Phantom Thieves?
Well,
You are, aren't you? I knew it. Wait. That means when we were at the cafe with Akechi-san, I basically told the Phantom Thieves themselves that I don't...
don't worry about it. With that out of the way, what's your call? That's right. Considering how she did back there, don't you think she'd make a worthy...
So, you mean you...
In a nutshell, you've awakened to your persona, you're aware, and from the looks of things, you've got quite the potential.
I see.
You don't have to give us an answer right. I mean, you probably shouldn't make any decisions until you learn more about what it is we're actually doing.
Thank you, but... I'm sorry.
Cool. So we'll head home for now and...
When I awaken to my... persona, I can't keep obsessing over my shortcomings and... So, that's why...
Because you need to focus on...
I'm truly sorry to say no after all you've done. Thank you, but I think I'd only cause you all more trouble if I were... Of course, I won't say a word about this.
I'm glad you catch on so quickly. Well, if you ever change your mind about us, just...
Thank you, Morgana-senpai. If that ever happens...
Yes.
I should extend the same gratitude to you as well. I swear, one day I will repay you for helping me out in so many ways. Shall we get going? Quite a lot's happened today, but I have a feeling I'll try harder than ever before.
I'm glad to hear it.
Well, see you later.
I mean...
Alright, I just wanted to come back and hang out with that part for a minute, so if anything else comes up, I will go ahead and continue on. Okay, so it is the night before the change of heart, so we're gonna pick up there because I'm not sure.
Everything should work out well if Okumura has a change of heart, assuming it happens like it always...
Actually... Oh. Huh? See you around. Wait, hold on.
Yep. But... Now, let's carry out our plan.
Oh wow, we're going right now, okay.
Damn it. I don't know. Hey. No.
I guess Okumura finally that has to at least lift some of the burden on Haru's shoulder. Wait, where's Yusuke? If he's still asleep at this point, he's definitely...
I just remembered. You.
This is it.
Yes!
No way.
Nice going!
All right, that's...
It's finally lunchtime.
Hey, can I... So about Dr. Maruki's counseling, you've already got... I see. I'm sure you're aware, but Dr. Maruki's the higher-ups told me to make sure you've be sure to visit him so you don't bring any unwanted...
Counseling, eh? But anyway, let's go get lunch. Bring...
Senpai, so nice to see you. I've been doing quite well. Are you also about to eat lunch, Senpai? If it's all right with you, would you mind eating together?
How nice.
Oh, would you like to join us for lunch, Dr. Mar?
Are you sure? Is that your lunch, Yoshi? That doesn't really...
I have to eat this much to stay active. I always burn through From my point of view, it's your 2 lunches that are the issue here. If you're going to strengthen your body, you have to eat right. You should really work on your diets.
Touché. And you're right, yours does look nutritious. You know, you seem to be giving off a different vibe lately.
Yes, I was able to put my problems in the past and move on.
Ah, so that's what it is. You don't seem to be overexerting yourself either.
I'm sorry I had worried you.
Oh, not at all. It's wonderful to hear how you've been. I must admit, I'm a bit surprised. If you don't mind my asking, was there some kind of reason for this breakthrough?
Well, it's all thanks to him and his acquaintances. I suppose you could say they gave me a reason to rethink things. Or more like, a reason to stand up to my problems. Isn't that right, Senpai?
Stand up to your problems, eh? You've grown to be very strong, Yoshiza.
Mm-hmm. I'm totally over it now. Sorry for talking so much. Why don't we focus on our lunches? Thanks for the food! Oh, I forgot. I should get going. Please...
Yoshizawa-san really does seem to have found her footing. She seemed absolutely tormented about her situation I have to say, this drastic change has really knocked me for a loop. Perhaps the Phantom Thieves changed her heart? Looks like time's up. See you around.
So you're the one who grew these, Senpai?
You can just call me Haru. The seasons are changing soon, so I thought it'd be nice for the plants to change as well. This time, it's a Yusuke Kitagawa production.
All I did was add some... how do I put it? Aesthetic simplicity by balancing the color placement. Furthermore, Haru chose the flowers herself. It will surely be a great bed no matter the arrangement.
I'm looking forward to it. Why don't we plant you, Mona? Weren't you a shut-in until just recently? You'd better photosynthesize while you're here. Let's get started.
Perhaps the Snapdragon should go 2 more millimeters to the left.
That's not gonna make a difference.
Hey, you know how we're thinking of the school festival as our celebration party? Anyone else think we should have a real celebration on top of that?
I must agree. It would be not only a celebration, but a welcoming as well. I'd like to do something among ourselves.
Let's do it then! A joint party to celebrate and to welcome Haru!
Oh, you don't have to do that. The school festival is more than enough. How is everyone else supposed to get excited if the star of the party's not into it? Well then, how about a night party at Destinyland?
By Destinyland, do you mean that Kingdom of Dreams?
It would be a bit late, but there are some plans that allow us to rent out the park for the night.
The entire park? You're talking about the Destinyland, right?
Didn't you say you'd like to do something amongst ourselves?
I did, but...
Hold on, I'll go check.
She really thinks like a celebrity.
What the heck's she gonna check?
Guys, it looks like it will work.
We're really gonna have it at Destinyland? Not like one of the restaurants, but the entire park?
Even just for one night, the price is insane! Oh, that won't be a problem. We had originally booked it for a company party, then had to call it off because of the scandal. We'd barely get anything back if we cancel the reservation, so why not take advantage of it?
Wouldn't that be oddly conspicuous, though?
It's still officially under the company's name. We needn't worry.
In that case, let's do this! We'll just celebrate twice as hard today!
I'm sorry for disrupting everyone. You did come to help me after all. Well, let's get back to it.
So, seriously, how much does it cost? For real?
That was delicious.
The food was arranged on my plate as though it were paint on a canvas.
The staff brought out this table and food just for us, huh?
I thought if we were going to dine together, it would be better to do it somewhere with a view.
The VIP life is incredible! Not that I'd expect anything else from a private rental. There really is no one else here.
We are the rulers of the Kingdom of Dreams.
Is this lighting just for our sake as well?
That's right.
It's beautiful.
It's not as beautiful as you. That's the kind of stuff couples say, right?
Almost anyone would fall for that line in front of a site like this.
Lady An, this view is not as beautiful as...
Come on, you guys are getting way too excited about this stuff.
You say that like you're not tapping into your inner child too, Ryuji.
This is just because Futaba kept nagging me to put him on.
I did not.
You said something like that. What was that?
My, this is so heartwarming.
Honestly, I would have liked to see the parade as well. But given how sudden the request was, they couldn't get enough staff to get...
Perhaps that will have to wait.
Either way, this party's totally the best one so far. It's...
I'm glad to see you're enjoying it. Be careful, Haru. You've shown these guys what luck. This'll really raise the bar.
You're already talking about our next party?
Seriously?
And that party will be for me! Still, I met Mona-chan. I got to know you all. It's actually a bit... You worry. I must just be overly cautious. I'm sorry for bringing it up.
Hey, isn't it almost time?
Oh, perfect timing!
Father.
Thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to gather here. Today, I'd like to elaborate upon the whole truth behind my company's labor situation. How my employees were forced to work under severe conditions. How lax we were with sanitation. And how my corporation acted as a whole to cover up every facet of this scandal. For all of this, I wholeheartedly apologize.
So are you saying all of this was done under your orders?
Yes, I am solely responsible.
We heard that dozens of your employees were forced to resign due to mysterious illness. Furthermore, these happened to be officials who stood against your proposal for overseas expansion. The same thing also happened to executives at competing companies who were looking to expand abroad. Is all of this true?
Yes.
Was it all coincidence? We'd like some answers.
About that, I have a critical piece of information to announce here today.
Here it comes. Okumura is going to say who's really behind the mental shutdowns.
Okumura-san?
Huh? Father? Why did he collapse? That didn't look right at all. Don't tell me.
Mona-chan, what's going on? No, that's impossible. I want to know that myself. We made sure we just took the treasure, too. I should call home.
This isn't our fault, is it? It's been okay all 4 times so far, ever since Kamoshida. If we let the shadow live, the real person won't undergo mental shutdown, right?
That's how it should work.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
What's wrong?
This is the same. I remember now. It's just like what happened to my mom.
So this is the moment when mental shutdown occurs.
But why did they target Okumura-san?
Damn it! What the hell's going on here?
I have to go. I'll talk to the staff before I leave. Feel free to take your time.
Haru!
This ain't our fault, right?
I'd like to think so.
Some welcoming party, huh?
I'll get in contact with Haru later. But for today, I think we should all return home.
It's been a while. What are you watching? That's...
This is just a hypothesis, but perhaps Okumura was bitten by his lapdog.
Are you implying that the Phantom Thieves triggered a sudden mental shutdown on Okumura?
There might have been a falling out of sorts, so the Phantom Thieves abandoned a useless employer. And to cover their tracks, they dealt with Okumura.
I hate to bring this up, but I'm actually here about that.
Did you find any evidence?
No. Actually, there's a chance that the party behind these aren't the Phantom Thieves, but someone else.
How do you mean? You were suspecting the Phantom Thieves as well.
It is still hypothetical at this point, but I don't want to rule it out.
We're searching the Okumura residence tomorrow. Same with Shujin and its principal. We will find evidence on this, no matter what it takes. By the way, I wanted to ask you something.
Yes?
You haven't looked at my laptop or taken files from it without my permission, have you?
That's quite out of the blue.
There were traces that someone transferred data from it. It was only a small error pop-up, but I noticed it immediately after I had that argument with you last month.
And that's why you suspect me? Oh, please, give me a break.
Are you saying you didn't?
As a detective myself, I honor the value of information, as well as the effort invested in it. I take pride in what I do. I thought you, of all people, would understand such values, Sai-san.
I apologize. But then, who stole my data? I let my guard down. They're mine. I'm the one who will catch them.
Well, this is indeed definitely a turn of events. I forgot that that one guy did kill that shadow, so.
It should have been okay. It should have. Damn it, this doesn't make any sense. Why he suffered a mental shutdown is one thing, but what are we supposed to do from here on out?
Let's do it.
No way. Let's go to bed. Nice.
On your feet, inmate. Our master has an important matter to discuss.
First, I'd like to congratulate you for expelling the one proud of their... Or so I'd like to say, but something odd. Who knows? However, don't you sense it? It seems a contingent. At this rate, your rehabilitation can... I truly look forward to seeing how you...
All right.
We shall meet.
Time's up.
Is that true?
Listen this time, okay?
We haven't found anything useful as evidence.
I see.
We were hoping to find something more than the calling card, too.
We've confirmed the victim's connection to the Phantom Thieves, at least. Thank you for your cooperation.
Speaking? Huh? They found a calling card in the principal's office, too.
Yes. I'm sorry to ask again, but your father hadn't said anything about the Phantom Thieves, correct?
That's right.
Please contact me if something catches your attention. It doesn't matter how trivial it seems. You don't have to force yourself, though. Just anything that comes to mind.
The principal? No one told me about that.
So basically, your group didn't go after Okumura's life. And even the death of Shujin's principal, who we found a calling card for, was the work of another. You don't sound like you're lying. If you wanted to deceive me, you could have easily woven up a much simpler lie than this metaverse. Moreover, your account coincides with my own investigation. Is that even possible if it were made up? And I hate to admit, but with my line of work, I know a false testimony when I hear one. Still, if you set your sights on Okumura based on my intel, it'd be before his name was even ranked. You could have ignored him and targeted some other famous person. Why would you go so far as to further investigate and pursue this criminal? Simple enough. There's still no proof that another suspect exists. That said, it's safe enough to say that you aren't the murdering type.
All right.
But with the subsequent deaths of Okumura and Shujin's principal, the public's opinion changed. Pressed to prove your innocence, your next objective was... What's the matter? Is it a side effect? What in the world did the police inject into you?
Hey, can you hear me? You need to stay focused.
Don't scare me like that. If what you're saying is true, you must tell your side of the story to the end. We'll both be in trouble if your testimony becomes unreliable. Well then, let's move on. At last we arrive at your most recent crime. You know what I mean, don't you? This calling card was delivered to your latest target. The one you had decided would prove your innocence. It was addressed to Sae Nijima. Myself. Now, explain everything to me.
I'll just add this.
I forgot to mention, I wanted to show you guys, this is my current persona situation. So I actually did get a new persona. This is my newest one. It's the strongest persona I have now, so, or at least one of them. I think he's even stronger than these two here. 54, 61. It's just slightly. this is probably gonna be basically our setup for right now. I just wanted to give that an update so you guys knew what I was working with here, so.
Oh!
Oh, a DVD? What do I have?
Hey!
I'm gonna study. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna.
Okay.
And I still need to get this.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, my proficiency is all the way up.
Nice. Well then. It looks like Haru is managing. All right. Let's...
With this, preparations are finally in place. The public has praised them as allies of justice before they strike them back to the ground. Now then, she'll be next. Yes, I've already spoken to Human Resources about it. It will be a heavy responsibility, but I'm certain it'd be an honor for her. The culprits behind the mental shutdown cases she's been pursuing all this time. Indeed. They'll become the criminals we've set them up to be, just as you instructed.
We must build a society in which the young can be hopeful of a brighter tomorrow, and...
It's so damn loud.
Hmm? Where's Haru?
She's the one that called us, so she'll show up eventually.
Well, even though things have calmed down, she must be occupied with what happened to her father. Wait, what? But what's up? People are posting that we killed President Okumura!
So it's begun already.
What?
Think about it. The CEO collapsed the way he did during an apology conference that our group caused.
Still! They were raving about us so much, and now they just treat us like murderers?
What a lightning-fast change of attitude.
They don't know a damn thing about our situation.
Calm down. Not everyone is necessarily saying that.
But there's no way to vindicate ourselves.
Haru! I
I'm sorry I'm late. I'm the one who asked you all to make time for me, too.
My condolences. Must be rough.
I'm okay now. I called everyone together because there was something worrying me. Did you all target the principal?
Huh? The principal? You mean ours?
Yes.
What makes you say that?
Yesterday, a public prosecutor came to my home. It was a woman named Nijima-san. I overheard her saying a calling card was found in the principal's office. Considering that this was right after what happened, it's got to be Shujin's.
It's the first I've heard of it!
Doesn't this all seem weird to you? It may just be my imagination, but I feel as if things are escalating far too quickly after President Okumura's incident.
What do you mean?
Perhaps we may have been set up by the real culprit.
For real?
That could be.
Then we need to catch them as soon as possible.
Hold a moment. Can we assume we've been set up, though? We don't even know their objective.
What else are we supposed to do then?
Let's all calm down for a moment. From what Haru said, even the police are suspecting that the Phantom Thieves are murderers. It wouldn't be wise to carelessly make a move at the moment. We need to act as normal students for now. In addition, we have midterms next week.
Exams? At a time like this? I envy you, Futaba. Futaba?
Got something on my mind. Gonna go home and look into it. I wonder what that could be. At any rate, we need to behave and not draw attention to ourselves. Understood?
For real?
Mishima is a bit narrow-sighted, but he's a good person deep down.
I'll just add this.
Hey!
Now listen up.
What do you want to do?
Make sure you close up.
Can I talk? Well then. Bless that girl. Worrying about others even at a time.
Impossible.
Okay, I don't know. I just wanted to keep up with the story a little bit here for you guys. I'm gonna come back if anything pops up.
This will be over quick. Let's see. Ah yes, you're the one currently under probation. It says here you had a dispute with Mr. Kamoshida? You're more hot-blooded than you spend time with quite an interesting group. The more friends, the better, right? I'm sorry to have taken your time. Oh, I almost forgot. There's just one more. Do you think the Phantom Thieves are associated with this school? Don't worry. We're here to keep...
Thank you for your time.
Your responses will serve as great reference. Takamaki-san is next. Could you ask...
I got so nervous, I almost stuttered a few times. I thought I was used to police questioning by now, too.
Seems we were all asked the same questions.
That's how they get you. They do that on purpose, then wait for someone to slip up.
I hope you didn't.
It was probably fine. Oh, I would have been done for if they saw how sweaty my hands were, though.
To think my name would come up as well.
Sounds like we can't take the police lightly either.
Hey, didn't you think that detective guy was scary? Especially those eyes. It was like they were smiling, but not.
I'm sorry for all of this. It's because of my sister.
That's not true, Mako-chan.
It's not as though I hadn't predicted this would happen, but now that it's become reality, I'm unsure of what to do.
We need to make sure we don't draw suspicion, and work to clear our names. Right?
Right.
It ain't your fault, Makoto.
I'm gonna try to see how far along this investigation really is.
I'm worried about the police too, but as of now, anyone in this city could be a mole.
We were so popular too.
Haru, can I ask you to search your father's belongings for clues about a possible culprit? I know it may be tough on you.
No, it's okay. Now isn't the time for me to look away.
As for everyone else, you need to be cautious of how you spend your time at school. So, I've decided to have you 3 second years join me on the school festival executive committee.
Why?
It will allow us to gather without drawing suspicion. Plus, trying to blend in will only do the opposite.
Fine.
I agree. The more time I have to kill, the more time I'll spend worrying about all this stuff. No matter what happens, I don't want to regret my decisions.
Don't jinx it!
It would be no surprise if they came directly to our homes for questioning. They showed up at your school after all. I should remain cautious.
For now, the best option is to stay on the defensive. But we won't make progress at this rate. Let's try and figure out who the real culprit is somehow, okay? Of course.
Focus.
We're doing this to keep suspicions off of us, remember?
Goro Akechi. This one too, Akechi.
They're mostly the same over here as well.
Everyone's so eloquent when they can be anonymous. It's like they never accepted us to begin with.
It would be nice if you did some work too, Ryuji-kun. You came to help us count these, right? Come on, leader. Can you tell him too?
We're gathering information too.
I guess that's one.
Whoa, look here.
Criminal profiling? The acts of thievery committed by the Phantom Thieves are and their true goal is murder? Every heart they changed before Okumura was just a...
So now they're accusing us...
God, this is so effing stupid!
We have the results. First place is Goro...
What?
What are you so surprised for? We've been met...
Seriously? Not some...
It's because of us that his popularity...
We're the ones counting the results. Can't we just make them up?
People will figure that out.
I knew people would vote for him, but this is way...
It would be best for us to avoid inviting such a clear danger upon... I'd like a little more time to think...
That reminds me. How was... She seemed like she was looking into something on her own.
We're not gonna get arrested because the police track...
Even one clue would work wonders for us. I hope she finds some.
Hey. In response to the police identifying the Phantom Thieves as primary suspects, Goro Akechi had this to say.
Even though my opinion has been met with criticism, I've held fast that the Phantom Thieves are not just. However, I believe the recent series of suspicious deaths is unrelated to the...
What? Did I hear you? But Akechi-san, you were the first to caution everyone about the Phantom Thieves. Were you not?
This doesn't change the fact that they are indeed a... That said, I would like to express that immediately linking them to this case, there are still many questions to be answered here. It feels as though there is more to...
After this conference, Akechi-san announced he will be limiting his media... I wonder why the sudden...
What are you staring at your phone like that for? Oh. Don't let things get complicated, okay? Having to keep dealing with that stuff later. By the way, I heard the police. As long as you're not... Well...
Well, Sis actually stopped mentioning anything about work in front of me. It's possible I made some sort of mistake. Regardless, I thought over the matter of who we're going to invite for our school festival. I'm considering asking Akechi-kun.
For real? Weren't you talking about how you didn't want to draw danger to us or whatever?
I understand this is dangerous, but without a powerful source of intel, we won't be able to win against the police network. And I can no longer rely on my sister for information.
Wait, is this because of Akechi-kun's police connections? You're going to use him as your powerful source of intel?
Bold move. I'm surprised to hear that suggestion coming from you, Makoto. Did you see his press conference yesterday? One of his comments defending the Phantom Thieves stood out to me. There is more to this. I think he said that knowing for certain that the Phantom Thieves would be watching.
Still, there will be so many other students at the school festival. What are the odds of success?
It's a gamble, and the odds are less, but we can no longer afford. What are your thoughts? Okay then. Is everyone else okay with that?
I'm good. Whatever he says has got to be more reliable than what I...
It would be reassuring to gain him as an ally, rather than
Hold on, how are we even gonna get in touch with him? For real?
Could you send that my way, please? I'll contact him right away.
Gotta say, I'm really not big on this Akechi deal.
Now's no time to be petty.
Just think of him as a source of intel, nothing more. He says, let me think about it.
Wait a sec, didn't he say he wasn't gonna do any more?
That's likely why he's so hesitant.
What are we gonna do if he turns us down?
I'll keep trying. Maybe. We're counting on you, Makoto.
You're back off. How has business been for you lately?
Is the Nijima lady doing well?
Unfortunately, we haven't seen... We had a...
What are your thoughts, Representative Shido? It doesn't surprise me that people say our country is lethargic. We've let these Phantom Thieves run amok. And because they've targeted only prominent figures, our government leaders have been hesitant to act. I apologize for any concern they may have caused.
That politician's really honorable. I like how quick he says he's gonna do everything.
This is an important the selfish criminals enacting this, answering to the interests of the people as hastily as...
Man, this guy...
Rampant political We must resolve this...
What are you standing there staring off into space? I'm not worried or anything.
That it feels like a trustworthy leader, don't you think, boss?
Sorry.
Criminals, hmm? However, that is ignorant of their true nature. It isn't about life. It's more about how he suggests the Phantom Thieves be crushed when If this Okumura incident was not the Phantom Thieves, then even though they can't be perhaps my goals are not... I knew there was something special about you. I feel as though I could tell you any... Oh, that reminds me. I've been invited to a... wait. I'm considering it such a good opportunity. Thank you for the call.
Glad you liked it.
I'm happy I'll be going now.
I'll just add this.
Now listen up.
What do you want to do?
Make sure you close up.
Can I talk? Well then.
The festival seems to be a success.
There's definitely a lot more people than last year.
Well, yeah. This place got famous and all. Phantom Thieves, Kamoshida, Principal Kobayakawa. On top of that, we got Akechi as a guest.
There may be police officers in plainclothes, too. Actually, they probably are here. We better be careful about what we discuss. Acting like normal students is going to be important. What do you normally do at a school festival?
Look around at the exhibits and eat stuff?
There's no set rules for this kind of thing. Walk around and hang out, like when we went to the beach.
Hanging out isn't precisely the focus of the school festival. More importantly, it's possible that both your names have come up during the investigation.
A number of the teachers had been questioned before, and even we were interviewed the other day too.
Don't let your guard down too much. It's true that the initial members have been at this for a long time, making it easier to get tracked.
All right.
Now, let's leave it at that. We just need to be mindful about what we're saying, correct? Oh,
You seem to be having quite a lot of fun, Haru. You did mention that you were looking forward to this.
I want to go around with everyone and eat at the refreshment stands.
This'll be a great change of pace from all the nasty stuff lately. Shall we head off to the stands then?
Oh, right. This is your first time at our school festival.
They're pretty good, from what I've heard.
I know a great one. Follow me. This is the place.
Made takoyaki?
New customers! I'll show you all to your seats.
So, it's your class's stand.
It's still a refreshment stand, isn't it? It's like a deserted island here.
Well, I guess it's good for talking since there aren't any people here. We heard a lot of rumors even on our way here.
And it was all bullshit.
Here she comes. Act normal.
Who cares? There's nothing normal about this anymore.
Welcome home. May I take your order?
Take my order? What happened to the maid atmosphere?
There are a lot of odd flavors.
Stick to a normal one. I bet they...
I'm so sorry. We sold our last normal one to the previous customer.
The hell? Well then, I'll have the mentai cheese takoyaki.
I'm sorry. We're out of cod bro.
Then how about the squid?
We're currently out catching squid. It'll probably take another 5 or 6 hours.
That doesn't even sound remotely possible! Ain't this whole menu just a sham?
Actually, we spent most of our budget on making the maid costumes look nice. We didn't put too much effort into the octopus.
Oh, I can see that!
Ryuji, you're making a scene. Then, what would you recommend with what you have now?
That would be the Russian takoyaki.
We'll have that, please.
This will take a little time.
Let's forget about the octopus and get back on topic.
On that note, hearing Kamoshida being almost treated like a victim makes me want to eat my stress away.
I've even heard conjecture that the principal was targeted for reasons like he knew too much.
I kept hearing about Goro Akechi's popularity.
All thanks to the Phantom Thieves.
You know, did that Akechi guy agree to show up here because he believes we didn't kill anybody?
Or he may simply love large gatherings.
Oh, true. He didn't seem like he minded being pampered by the media at all.
We plan on stealing intel, but we might fall into another trap. I'm gonna be bummed if that happens. You are so carefree. Does it mean that you have nerves of steel in any situation? Still, it doesn't change the fact that we don't know what Akechi-kun is planning.
Thank you for the wait.
Ooh, it's fresh made.
Lies. I heard a microwave go off.
Well, it's not like I was expecting crispy takoyaki at a school festival or anything. So, what makes this a Russian takoyaki?
Could there be jam in it as a secret ingredient? That sounds quite delicious.
Well, one of these is special.
One of them's obviously red. That's gotta be the one.
Dude, don't tell me the Russian part means...
It's like going for the obvious one is manly.
Is that so?
Well, I'd prefer the most beautifully shaped one. But all of them are misshapen.
Oh, aren't you all going to eat? I think I'll go for the special one.
Wait, is she honestly going for it?
Do you want to go for the red one?
Ooh, impressive as always.
Oh, everyone's all here.
The panel isn't until tomorrow, though.
I came to check out the venue. I can't make any mistakes since a lot of people will be present.
Someone's eager.
But people ended up recognizing me. Everyone bombarded me with questions.
That's because you were sloppy.
I grew tired of the baseless rumors they kept bringing up, so I escaped to where there weren't any people. I'm going to have one of these.
The special one!
Let's just call this my performance fee.
But...
It's fine.
It's quite
Eating it in one bite is a bad idea.
My throat. This is Oh, my stomach. It burns.
Are you okay? Do you need water?
I'm fine. I just love, spicy stuff.
Hey, does he sound broken to you?
Well then, I'll see you, tomorrow.
Wow, he's really trying to hold it together. He's waddling around like some comedian.
It's like he wants to get picked up for some commercial or something.
But did he truly come to simply check the venue? This isn't good. I keep suspecting every little thing.
I know what you mean. I'm doing the same too. I need to do my best tomorrow. We need to somehow get him to be our source of intel. I'm gonna pull this off no matter what. That Akechi guy, when he got here, didn't he say that everyone's all here? Everyone?
You're just imagining things. So, I guess we got through all of it okay?
Yes, but the associated mental fatigue was extraordinary. Being cautious takes a lot out of you.
Seriously, I think I'm as tired now as I am after midterms.
I didn't mind any of that. I just love seeing that detective gulp down the special takoyaki.
I had fun as well, since I got to spend time with you all. What would you like to do now, Haru? Walk around a little more? I appreciate the gesture, but I'm satisfied with stopping here. Why don't we go home and rest up? We'll have to deal with Akechi-kun again tomorrow, after all.
I have to agree. What will his next move be? Oh? Let's head back.
Yes. Quite. Indeed. Hold on. How about it? Well then. Well, I see. Indeed. Thank you. Oh, yes. All right. Thank you.
Well then.
Let's do it.
Nice.
What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask.
Now listen up.
What do you want to do?
Make sure your clothes up.
Can I talk? Well then.
Well then, we will now begin today's panel. Our guest of honor is Goro Akechi.
I feel kind of bad considering how many people have gathered. I'm sure you all would have been happier to have a singer or a mascot appear, wouldn't you say?
We'd appreciate if you could tell us about your experiences with the notorious Phantom Thieves. It'd be wonderful if you could let us hear more about your actual investigative process.
I'm not used to being the one interrogated, so please go easy on me.
How much do you think he knows?
He talks about the Phantom Thieves are dangerous, yet he says they haven't committed any murders. Either he has an idea who the true culprit is, or he has uncovered the identities of the Phantom Thieves.
Come on, Makoto. You gotta get it out of him.
As much as you're allowed to say, would you tell us how far along your investigation is on them?
Getting right to the point, I see. Well, if it's as much as I'm allowed to say, then everything on TV and the internet is all of it. We don't have any leads yet, and the methods behind their crimes are still unclear.
I see. Even with this country's power, arresting them is proving to be difficult. Is that the case?
I wouldn't phrase it that way, but, well, something like that.
Thank you for answering that question. By the way, it seems you've denied a correlation between the Phantom Thieves and the murders. Why the sudden change? Until now, haven't you upheld your stance that the Phantom Thieves are dangerous? How are you so positive that they haven't committed murder?
Are you a little too comfortable interrogating people? Why, it's as if you're a prosecutor.
Excuse me. This is something I've personally been interested in, so I couldn't help it. But won't you tell us? What reason is there that you'd claim their innocence when you previously stated they were unjust?
Mako-chan's really pressing for an answer.
She's pelting him with questions.
Every person whose heart they changed have truly been criminals, including Okumura. Why then was he the only one who needed to be killed?
Why is that?
I must admit, I couldn't deduce a reason. That's why I believe that case should be thought of as if a different party is responsible. And if, this is all hypothetical, mind you, if the Phantom Thieves are the ones I know of, I can't possibly imagine they would kill anyone.
Your comment just now, does this mean the police have already identified who they are?
Oh, no. The police haven't gotten that far yet. But I have my own conclusions about the true identities of the Phantom Thieves.
He's gotta be bluffing.
Pipe down.
He's lying, right? But if it's the truth,
You're not going to ask me who they are?
It may have repercussions on the investigation. Are you sure you can share that with us?
It's only my personal opinion, so announcing that here wouldn't pose a problem. However, there is a possibility that everyone present will hear the truth before the police or media.
The truth?
What's he planning on saying?
That's quite the confidence you have. If you're so certain, then very well. I'd like to ask you then, who do you think the Phantom Thieves are, Akechi-san?
That idiot! No. There's no way he could have any evidence.
They're people you all know quite well. The identity of the Phantom Thieves are... it's mine. I apologize for the interruption, but I can't turn off my phone due to my job. Would you mind if I step away for about 10 minutes or so?
I'm terribly sorry, everyone, but we'll be taking a break. We'll resume the panel in 10 minutes.
Please don't troll me online for this interruption, okay?
Is there a room I may use?
There's the PE faculty office.
I want you to come too. There's a matter I want to discuss. Your friends from yesterday are here, aren't they? Can you bring them too, if that's all right?
Did you set this up?
We only have 10 minutes, you know.
What do you want to talk about?
No! That's gotta be shopped!
I have video footage too. Please, let's not feign ignorance. All of you can go to that other world too, yes? It's not just all of you. I am aware of that world too. I also know that when you traverse over there, your appearance changes as well. It's because of those mysterious powers, isn't it? I found out about that world about a month ago. This had been installed onto my phone without my knowledge. Dude, it's the nav. When the app activated on its own, the scenery around me suddenly changed. Quite frankly, I still can't believe it myself. But from the look of these photos, all of you seem quite used to it.
We've been listening to you blab on for a while now, but cut the delusional...
All of you are acting as Phantom Thieves in the metaverse. I can say so with conviction because I have the same power as you. So, you admit it then. In all honesty, I've been curious about you since the time of the Madarame case. But to think it would end up like this.
We didn't kill anyone!
I believe that as well.
How can you be so sure?
Because I saw another. The real culprit.
For real?
Who was it?
I couldn't identify his face. He had a mask on, after all. Actually, when I took these photos, I entered that world too. That's when I saw someone else moving about, besides all of you. He shot at me the moment he noticed me.
That's who killed President Okumura?
Most likely. At the very least, I was almost killed by him. I can't die here. I need to determine the truth. When those thoughts overcame me, I awakened to that power. A most fortunate accident.
This guy has a persona too?
This cat. I swear, it just talked.
Morgana, our teammate who taught us about the metaverse.
Really? This is unbelievable. But it is true that you know things that I don't. Say, Morgana, were you also the one who instructed them on how to change people's hearts? I experienced that world too. But I still haven't solved that mystery yet.
We go in the metaverse, we call them palaces, to steal the core of their desires, their treasure. And those whose treasure has been stolen have a change of heart.
Ah. There's certainly no way anyone could figure out such an MO.
Anyways, back to what you were talking about. Are we in this mess because of that guy?
Although I don't completely understand the method, all you do is simply reform people. Someone else is behind the murders. However, the police have decided that the Phantom Thieves did it. They'll arrest you at this rate.
They're going to treat me as my father's murderer?
I can't overlook such a grave mistake, which is precisely why I want us to strike a deal. I may be able to save you from this situation.
A deal?
I would like you to cooperate with me on investigating the truth.
And if we decline?
Then I think I'll have to inform the police about all of you, along with that video I mentioned.
This ain't no deal, it's blackmail!
Say what you will. This is the method that I believe is correct. The justice I uphold will not tolerate criminals who kill people at their leisure.
Justice.
You've heard that Sai-san is the one spearheading the investigation about you Phantom Thieves, correct? The higher-ups are concerned only with settling the case. They want to capture the culprits behind the psychotic breakdown incidents and end the commotion. Those are the ones who are putting pressure on Sai-san. I can only imagine her impatience.
What of evidence that we did it? How do they intend on proving it?
Even if there's no objective explanation to the method, it's over once causality is established. Sai-san can't make rational judgments at the moment. If she were to be cornered, well, she may even make up a confession.
Make it up?
So, they're gonna make it all our fault? Just because they feel like it?
We haven't killed anyone, though! And we're still going to be arrested?
You'll be found guilty if you're caught. And it will be treated as a very serious crime.
Bullshit! None of that makes any sense!
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do alone anymore to stop the flow of things.
And that's why you want our cooperation.
Yes. In return, I'll turn a blind eye to what you've done. Those are my conditions. That said, I ask that you disband the Phantom Thieves after this.
What should we do about Akechi-san's proposal?
I can understand how you feel. It must be hard making a decision on the spot like this. Well, you don't have to decide at the moment. Considering this is you we're talking about, I believe you'll come to a favorable reply. I'm glad we could talk. It's been a while since I've been able to spend such a meaningful time like this. I look forward to your answer. It was definitely worth coming today, for various reasons. We should be getting back. About that, I'm sorry. Would it be acceptable if we ended the panel here? The reason why you called for me in the first place was because you wanted intel, correct? My business is concluded as well.
I'll deal with it somehow.
Damn it! He had complete control over us!
Hey, they're going.
I'm sorry about the sudden break. An urgent task came in. So, I truly apologize about this. But I'll have to end things here today.
To make up for the time that was planned for this panel, the Rakugo Research Club will instead be...
I can't say anything in detail regarding the Phantom Thieves investigation. But I feel another great stride will occur again soon. I hope you all continue to pay attention to what happens.
Let's have a big round of applause for today's guest, Goro Akechi.
Was that really our best course of action?
He totally used Makoto's suggestion against us.
Indeed. We intended to get intel out of him, but to think it would play out like this.
So what? We'll just accept his deal?
He's got evidence on us. We really don't have a choice.
Damn it! What are we gonna do?
Calm down, Ryuji.
How am I supposed to calm down? What are we gonna do?
What's done is done. We'll have to cool our heads more on this. We must make up our minds by the time he contacts us again.
We need to give this a lot of thought.
Similar occurrences followed in succession earlier this spring. Although things have quieted down until recently, several incidents have occurred once again. Furthermore, new information has come to light about the suspect who suffered sudden mental shutdown. He had received a calling card from the Phantom Thieves.
Why did Futaba have something like this?
If a calling card was delivered, we can only assume that the Phantom Thieves are behind it. If so, those occurrences back in spring can be attributed to them as well. Moreover...
I knew it. She's... Oh, God.
The post-festival party is about to begin in the gymnasium. Please join us, everybody.
Post-festival party? I thought this thing was over. Nobody invited you to it, so let's just go home.
Huh? Senpai, aren't you going to the post-festival party? Since we've run into each other on our own, why not go together? People say these kinds of events should be enjoyed with others, so let's go have some fun. It seems like it's already begun. Let's get in there, Senpai!
And now, it's time for your favorite Shujin tradition. The Student Sharing Special! But before that, we've decided to change things up this year. We've got a huge surprise for you all. Members of the dance club, come on down! Now everybody, join in! We'll fall behind the dance club right where you stop.
Just standing around while everyone dances is embarrassing. Senpai, let's do it! Very impressive, Senpai.
And now that you're all warmed up, let's switch up the music!
Hey, you're Yoshizawa-san, right? The first year? We've got a little favor to ask you.
Got it. I'm in. Senpai, I'll be back soon. They've asked me to help them with something. Just wait here and watch what happens.
Who's that? Huh?
crazy.
That was so exhausting, but what a blast! I feel like I danced my heart out back there. Thank you.
Wow, that dance was amazing.
I know, right?
It's my dad. Sorry to leave you like this. Thank you. The post-festival party was so much fun. See you soon!
I'm sorry, I can't stop. It feels like nothing bad could.
And now it's time for your favorite Shujin round of applause!
Sharing? I never knew we had.
All right, who know?
Oh, he's going to.
How about that fluffy?
Huh? Is he?
Well then, come.
He's talking to me. Oh.
Come!
Well.
And you're.
She's seriously?
I'm sure you're my.
Oh! Some I have.
Do you?
Huh?
Oh? Man, he's going in for the kill.
I mean, we're all dying to know what a catchy comes. So, are they from Shujin?
Well. Huh?
To tell you the truth, I'm in.
Wow, way to go!
Oh, wait!
So, Akumura.
That wasn't.
My, is this a hot But I'm a gentleman. It hurts my heart. Well, did you all enjoy our blushing view?
Just when it was getting interesting.
Come on, MC, do your job.
The post-festival party turned out to be more like an interview party, huh? I still can't believe you said that. Huh? Right. At any rate, I'm not sure what I would have thanked you for saving. You're a mysterious person. I think the two of us will get along. Who knows what may lie ahead. For now, I'm worried, but I had to say, my first post-festival party. Here. Now then.
welcome home. You took off somewhere during the festival, huh? I tried... Taba? I needed to calm my brain. Not just Akechi, but other stuff too. But anyway, I was just thinking about going inside.
The mass media has been causing quite a commotion lately. No countermeasure for the Phantom Thieves, the sorry state of the police, destruction of safety. They're saying whatever they want. So, how's the investigation progressing? Any clues yet?
Nothing that leads to a firm conviction yet.
What's going on here? Didn't you say that you were sure about closing this case? And I thought I told you that failure won't be tolerated. Well, this is troublesome. If things continue at this rate, never mind a promotion. We'd have to let you go entirely.
But sir...
I had high expectations for you. But it seems this task was too much to handle for someone so young. We may need to reform the operation as well, since the selected personnel for this...
Please, let me see this through to the end. This case is something that I've always...
I know that you've been at this for a while now. Even before the police spared us the staff for it. If you can manage an arrest, I've made special arrangements so that you can question them personally. That's what you want, isn't it? The leadership of this country is about to change. We can't let this case carry over into their term. I'll make myself clear again. Failure isn't an option. We need results.
I understand.
You're allowed to take some bold measures if you need to. We need good results, no matter what. Oh, one more thing. If the unexpected happens to occur, contact me immediately.
To you, sir?
I said that failure isn't an option, didn't I? Yes. Everything is proceeding as planned.
We're home! Sojiro?
I was cleaning up and found this. This is a calling card, right? I read about it online, too.
You went into my room without my permission?
I'll apologize as much as you want later. So, what is this?
That's...
Is it something to get flustered over? I knew it. This isn't just some game you're playing. Why aren't you saying anything?
Why did you keep it? I mean...
Explain.
Explain. Hey, if this...
I'm talking to... I'll get right to... Is this a... Did they... How about it?
Ever since I was I knew...
Futaba. Here, I can at least listen to...
The Phantom Thieves. It's...
Wakaba's research about all... When she said she was gonna go to the beach... At first, I just chalked it up as other kids being a better support. As I kept watching the tab, I thought, your case kind of seemed... I'm still your guardian, you know.
Sojiro...
But to think that Wakaba's research and the... My job was to be the bridge between the... It's around that time that I got... She said something odd when we were... That one of these days... Who wouldn't take that as a joke? But if anything were to happen... There's something I want to ask. Judging from your attitude, you knew about this call. You should have known that Futaba had a change of heart through the... Is there a connection between the first incident of a change of heart was the kid who brought that painting here was a... And then there's You always seem to be linked to these incidents somehow. You think this... You know what people call them? Why did you introduce such danger?
That's not true. I asked that. That's why he saved me.
Asked? Wait, are you saying that he... Wait, he doesn't just deal with the Phantom... You're pulling my leg. Are you You... Really?
Sojiro!
So, basically, and on top of that, what the hell?
I want...
Wait.
She was killed.
Stop this!
Why won't you believe me? Are you the... Didn't you know already? The way Mom... Didn't you notice that her research was... Sojiro!
When she passed, it was awfully fishy. But what could I do? Run away, hide. To be frank, I took you in for my own good. It's basically my fault that you...
It's not your fault.
I acted all big, and I end up getting consoled.
I mean, the one who killed Mom...
I see. Don't worry. Even if you are the real Phantom Thieves, I have no... I mean, who would believe... Unless they catch you red-handed, it's impossible to Let me just say one. Immediately back out of a fight that you... Don't you get it? If, by chance, you pissed off the same guys that killed then they're not someone that kids like you can deal with. We're done. Come on. Time to eat.
Whew. If he turned us in, that still, we should tell the others about...
We're gonna win. No...
Let's do it.
We now resume our coverage of the Phantom Thieves, the suspects for Mr. Okumura's death and others. The police have designated the Phantom Thieves as the country's most wanted fugitives, and have decided to reward anyone with information leading to the capture of the Phantom Thieves. Look. Those who provide information will be offered a reward of 30 million yen. And considering the high amount, it shows how extraordinary the situation has become. Reward money will be supplied by the police and the families of the victims. Further,
if I report you to the police and they arrest you, I supposedly get 30 million yen for it. I hope you understand the situation you're in. Even people who didn't have an interest before will be on the lookout for the Phantom Thieves. And it'll happen every day, even at school. Why did this happen? This isn't about me. Well, how do I put this? I'm sorry I didn't realize it. It's also my responsibility that this happened. All I can do now is give you shelter. Just don't become desperate and do something reckless, all right? I won't sell you out. As long as you're here, there's nothing to worry about.
I feel bad about what we've done to the chief. I'm responsible too.
Did you see that reward? Perhaps we put too much pressure on them. With this, the Phantom Thieves have become public enemy #1. Exactly. That will be when their curtain falls.
Hey, great!
We're wanted now, and the reward's 30 million yen? What is this, a comic book? It feels so unrealistic, I can't help but laugh.
We're finally being treated as actual criminals.
I'm positive now. Remember all of those what-ifs I mentioned before? All of this was truly set up. How President Okumura ranked first, the Fad before that, even Medjed. It was all to make the Phantom Thieves famous. On top of that, we were lured to target Okumura. Yeah, the enemy likely planned to lay the blame on us from the start, after we gained popularity.
Then what about everything we've done until now? Are the people whose hearts we changed and thought were corrupt actually not?
No, because of Yusuke and I, the Madarame and Kaneshiro cases were coincidental. Wasn't that the case with Kamoshida too? Considering what happened with the rankings, only the previous target would have been used to lure us.
What a cheap trick to use.
Cheap? It's nothing of the sort. There's the fake Medjed and the site's altercation. They might have even engineered the Fad around us. So much time and effort has been put into this. President Okumura probably wasn't their only target. Perhaps they intend to place all blame of past and future psychotic breakdowns on our group.
That's why I said we shouldn't jump into things so carelessly.
What, so this is my fault? Even you agreed to it in the end. And there was that thing with Haru at the time. How are we supposed to ignore that, huh?
I'm sorry. This was all because I one-sidedly decided that my father was a criminal. All I could think about was my fiancé. If I had only been able to cope with it more calmly... Haru?
It's not Haru's fault. I should have spoken up too when Principal Kobayakawa died.
Damn it! This is bullshit! God! Fuck! Ah!
Ryuji! Taking out your frustration on things doesn't help anyone!
Hey, what do you think? Why did we lose? What did we do wrong?
It's probably because
We weren't acting like ourselves.
Agreed. At the time, we only cared about the opinion of the general public.
Yeah, that really is it. I was so caught up in making a name for ourselves. I'm such an idiot! I became a Phantom Thief because I hated those same kinds of adults!
To think we had begun clinging onto fame and a place to belong, that our eyes had become clouded.
We were meant to be the righteous Phantom Thieves, but we lost sight of our original cause. I'm so irritated with myself. Makoto.
Damn it! I know that we've been set up, and that I was a complete idiot too! But still, it's so damn frustrating! Of course I want to do something about this!
Yeah. We'll be in deep water at this rate. However, we have no idea who we're up against, and whether they're an individual or an organization.
Furthermore, they must be in a position of power, or have powerful backers if they can go so far.
Are we really a match for this?
Should we end this now? I mean, things might get worse for everyone.
Hey, what should we do?
Yeah, running away with our tails between our legs is exactly what they want. We'd be dumping everything we stand for just to save our own asses.
I see.
I take back what I just said. I can't let it end like this. Absolutely not like this.
Looks like we're settled on what we want to do. All that's left is how we go about it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me. About me being framed and the added bounty, I lost it. You too? It is confusing. Or maybe I haven't changed at all since that time. I wanted to be a Phantom Thief because I thought even someone... It made me so happy to be depended on. I thought I could do anything if it was for justice. But that'd make me no different. I called them shitbags, but I must be the shittiest of shitbags. I can start by changing who I am. Thanks. I scared Haru and Futaba, didn't I? See ya. The real question to be asked, where have I
We've reached a crucial moment. There's no point fretting about it now, though. Okay.
I should write something.
Oh!
Now listen up.
What do you want to do?
Make sure you close up.
Can I talk? Well then.
An issue in which criminals do whatever they want under the name of justice cannot be left alone. Only now does the government speak of taking countermeasures, but their actions are too little, too late. The government as it stands has been left behind the times. It is obsolete. We don't have to go down with a sinking ship. We have the power to change this. Let us end this chaos through my hands and yours.
He's a politician of the ruling party, isn't he?
I heard they're splitting up to form a new party, so an election might come before the year's end.
I'm gonna vote this time for sure. This man has my support.
You haven't voted until now? That's problematic as a member of society, you know.
Politics just never interested me before. But this politician seems pretty amazing. He's passionate and thinks of the future. I mean, someone like that should be prime minister. I'm definitely voting for him.
Well, I suppose that makes sense, since the other politician seems so unreliable.
When you say that you want us to cooperate with you, what exactly do you intend us to do?
That's a good question. But might I have a cup of coffee first?
Quit effing around!
Please keep this short.
There's a bounty for information in addition to the arrest warrant. Those are quite desperate measures. I'm referring to Sai-san's actions. I assume all of you are at your wits' end as well. She must be considerably vexed if she's gone that far. Make headlines with the arrest warrant, then use incentives to get testimonies. It's not a bad method.
The police have nothing on us. There's no way they can make an arrest.
True. I'm the only one who's ascertained your true identities. However, the groundwork for fabricating testimonies and concocting a culprit are underway.
We don't care about that self-gratification. Get on with it.
I'll be blunt. I'm thinking of triggering a change of heart in Sai-san. I've already discovered that she has a palace.
Huh? Really?
Is this to prevent the investigation agency's recklessness?
Precisely.
Still, there's no need to change her heart just for that.
Indeed. It's hard to believe that a single person can fabricate all that.
Unfortunately, that's not the case. What if I told you that those around her would turn a blind eye to false evidence?
You saying the police would do such a thing?
It seems they're more trusted than I thought. Their priority is settling the situation. They don't care who the supposed culprit is.
No!
They're completely rotten!
My objective is to find the true culprit. That must be the case for all of you too. However, the current situation is extremely bad.
If worst comes to worst, someone unrelated will be set up as the culprit, huh?
Our only solution to this is to make Sai-san come to her senses. If she's in her right mind, she can stop this situation. Her sense of justice wouldn't allow it.
So that's why...
The truth will be covered up, and an innocent civilian's life will be destroyed. I can't allow such a thing to happen. My own ethics won't stand for it.
I mean... I guess I can understand how you feel.
And changing Sai-san's heart will be to protect her as well.
How do you mean?
If the true culprit were to learn that she's responsible for the investigation, what would happen? I'm certain they'll aim for her life. She's the perfect target to place blame on the Phantom Thieves. So how about it? Will you agree to my plan?
Even though you're particular about being just, you're willing to get your hands dirty?
It can't be helped in order to ascertain the truth. There is also one more merit in changing Sai-san's heart. She'll be a fine warning to others not to meddle with you any further. They can't go public if someone in the investigation has a change of heart. It'd show their corruption. All that's left from there is for me to discover the identity of the true culprit.
What do you mean?
You're gonna tell us to announce our disbandment once the real culprit is arrested, aren't you?
As expected from a Nijima. So, what do you say? I don't think it's a bad deal for either of us.
Makoto, what's your take on all this?
It's a well-made plan. It even takes putting an end to our team into consideration.
I'm flattered to hear that.
Why are you willing to do all this, Akechi-kun? Why do you seek justice?
Because of sickening human beings. Yes. My contempt for such people drives my sense of justice. It isn't some grand reason like society's sake or some lofty ideal. It's simply an absurd grudge and extremely personal. Dude.
You know, doesn't he remind you of us? Yeah, like how some...
We're similar. Maybe that's why I thought that I could ask this. Won't you cooperate with me on the mission? Thanks. This mission can't succeed without your...
The Phantom Thieves will be disbanded, and everything will work out.
Mako-chan. I'm okay. I never brought it up until now, because I wanted to change my sister's heart. I've also known for quite some time that...
Why didn't you...
It was too selfish of... Though I was too scared to look any further into...
Why don't we try going there now to scope the... A lot of this will be new to me, so I'd like to get myself a...
I'm sorry, I actually...
I see.
Will you tell your sister? Of course not.
You seem awfully evasive today.
I just can't make...
Let's call it a day then.
I'm sorry. Wasn't Makoto acting? Well, regardless, it all starts tomorrow.
A palace? Not only that, Goro, Aked, and the Phantom Thieves targeted me as per... And he had already experienced the metaverse by the time of... That can't be. I mean... Although... His Akechi-kun kept quiet about the most important details, and my own sister... If this is all true, I was out of the loop the entire time I led the investigation. So you became convinced of another's existence through the... And if you were apprehended while falsely accused of those crimes, that's why you targeted me? Hmm? If this villain does exist in a setting, I would be targeted. Did Makoto come up with that speculation? Hey! You need to keep your focus. It seems you're completely worn out, but the look on your face isn't one of defeat. I'm amazed. When you were arrested, a man at the scene told you that you were sold. Those words normally hint at the existence. However, if your story till now is true, it's frustrating to admit, but at a certain point... No, someone set up only to bear... Someone intended your arrest, and the minimal staff directly involved weren't. And if that's the case, true and...
All right.
No, I don't believe your story. There's something I need to... Was a change of heart triggered? What happened in the time between entering my palace? Tell me everything.
What's this favor you need? It's late already. We'll be going to Nijima's palace. Things like her work ethic and relationships. Those would help us come up with countermeasures. I can look up more stuff like her repertoire of under... A girl shouldn't say... You tell her too! Don't
Also, I may be overthinking it, but... Ow! Same as always. Let me finish first. So this is the courthouse. You can tell it's a revolting building just by looking at it. Let's hurry up and get started. Akechi, what did you find out?
I rarely get to see Sai-san directly, but I figured out her... On the 20th, an investigation will likely be done at Shujin Academy. As well...
Then that means our time limit...
Still, there will be quite a bit of red tape involved. I doubt it'll take place.
We'll take your word. For now, we need...
I concur. After all, people like... Well then?
That's...
Huh?
This is the model I want! I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Sai-san.
Oh, right. Akechi-kun, it may be best if you exchange contact.
That's true.
Ooh! I'll send every...
Thanks. Well then, I'll do my best.
You've got a good personality and good looks.
She's praising you, I believe.
Then shall we get started?
We need to figure out what Makoto Sis thinks this...
I often hear her call it a place of competition, and...
A competition, huh?
It'd be unbearable if we were put on trial. Although, a competition means it's a match of some sort.
Conditions have not been met.
Then perhaps a stadium?
Conditions have not been met.
There are other competitions besides fighting.
Gambling, then!
How about a racetrack for...
We played cards during...
Conditions have not been met.
What else is there? It must be a casino.
Candidate found.
I definitely see Sai-san in you.
Well, it's time we...
Beginning navigation.
Head right past there and keep a low profile.
That's it, huh? What's going on here?
We are looking at the courthouse, aren't we?
Seems like it.
Let's go. Right.
courthouse is a casino.
Everywhere else seems to be a normal cityscape.
Isn't that...
The police station. I didn't know that the station and the courthouse...
Our attire hasn't changed. That must mean...
Right. Areas outside her courthouse palace must not be Wait, I always look like this. I'm special! The police station's also part of her work area, though. I've brought her food and belongings when she was sent...
We got no business with the cops, right? This might be the metaverse?
That reminds me. He'll need a code...
Codename?
Phantom Thieves can't go around...
Just for reference, what is...
Skull.
Mine's Fox.
We pretty much decided on...
What is it, Haru? Oh!
Then... perhaps Karasu will be best for me.
Are your clothes all black?
The reverse, actually. If our codenames are to hide our identities...
Karasu.
Why not go with Crow and...
Alright. From here...
Got it.
Now then, let's head into... Now then.
Focus. We should write something.
Alright, this looks like a good place to stop. We're on to the next palace already, so please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video where we will start Naijima's palace. See you guys soon.